Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. Today, we are going to talk about potential playoff seeding with the potential of the Lions clinching this week. They had potential last week, but it's a lot clearer this week for the Lions than it was last week. There are three basic scenarios for the Lions this week. We'll start with the two main ones. Uh, all the Lions need is either the Rams to lose on Thursday to the Saints, which he does not want to happen, or the Seahawks lose to the Titans. Do you see any of those as a possibility?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're all possibilities, and I think this is a fun week because so many teams the next 3 weeks. All these teams are just going to be so desperate to trying to make the playoffs. So it's going to be really good football and fun football to watch. The Lions can make it a lot easier on us by simply just winning Sunday,
Which is the last scenario,
and
which I was going to get
if
into.
they do that, we can watch all these other games. To me, like I said, that's it. You've accomplished your goal for the year.
So
Won the division, and you've got home
they will
playoff.
know if they're in the playoffs before they play on Sunday, because the Rams do play the Saints on Thursday, so their ticket could already be punched.
For a
Depending on
playoff
for a wild card if that happens. They won't know after the fact. So let's say worse happens, right? They Rams win, Lions lose on Sunday. You will still have your chance later in the day when the Seahawks play the Titans. Though I don't know how likely the Titans are
Titans are
beating
bad.
the Seahawks is. You're probably more likely with the Saints beating the Rams. Though I see the Rams and Seahawks probably both winning this week. So your best chance to make it this week is that first scenario, which is the Lions just winning. You clinch the division for the first time in 30 years.
Do
And
it.
I have no recollection of that because I'm not even
You
30
were
years old.
right. You weren't even born, so I recollect it, and it was fun. And our first, beating Dallas that first year where Troy Aikman was just becoming known. It was fun, and it's going to be even more fun. I think people are even going to be more rabid.
It is going to be
Um,
loud.
it's going to be crazy.
And I will
And
give you a first-hand experience of that later on that week after the game happens.
yeah,
If it's a wild card game. Because there is scenarios for the Lions to be a higher seed than they currently are with the
I
games.
don't even, I know we're supposed to be speculating. I just don't like to speculate until
No,
I
you don't.
see that X or Y in front of our name, and preferably a Y. Um, win the division Sunday, and we could spend the next 2 weeks just having fun
So
and not even
I'm
worrying
just
about
going
it.
to say it because it is a possibility. Because the 49ers play the Ravens this week on Monday. If the 49ers, so if you win, 49ers lose to the Ravens, you are again at a four-way tie as long as the Cowboys win too. And the Eagles win. You're at a four-way tie at the top of the NFC. Again, 2 weeks left in the year. You have a decision to make there. Are you going to rest up players because you clinched your division? You're happy with it. That's what you're going to do. Or are you going to play for the number one seed?
I certainly would rest the people that need rest. I would certainly protect those people um, that, I don't think it really matters. Uh, I think it's more important almost that if we win Sunday, it might be more beneficial to us to lose to Dallas and deny Philadelphia that division. You do not want to play in Philly. We all know
So
that.
some believe you do not want to be playing in Dallas.
I don't. I am not one of those people. You were in a dome, in a nice environment, controlled environment. Jared Goff does well in those environments.
So
I don't think home away crap matters at all, except these fans here deserve to see a playoff game, but I don't think it matters as
so
far as
like I
win or
say, yeah,
loss.
nothing is going to change. Because right now it's 49ers in first. I believe they have clinched the West because the next highest team is the Rams. With 3 games left, they have a 4-game lead. So the 49ers will have home field throughout their version of the playoffs, depending on where they sit. Cowboys and Eagles are still fighting for the East, and the Eagles have a very easy schedule the rest of the way. I believe it's Giants, Cardinals, Giants, if I remember correctly.
Really,
They at least played the Giants twice. the remainder of the year. So they should not be losing another game. They should be 13-4. However, we did think they beat the Seahawks, but if you lose to the Giants as the Eagles, then really there's nothing to worry about playing you. Cowboys, who we do face, and we will have a tiebreaker against because you are going to play them, and if you end up beating them, if you do, you would have a higher seed than them, get second place instead of first. Um, and then you got Tampa, who have their home field. At the moment, they are tied with the Saints at 7-7, and the Falcons technically still have a shot at the division because they are 6-8 right now, so they're not out of it. But those would be your division winners currently.
Yep. I just don't. I prefer Dallas winning their division, us winning our division. I really don't care about the second or first seed. I'd rather rest our guys.
Well, then you would want the first seed to get a bye in the playoffs.
Right. I mean, I'd rather just have that home playoff game and hope for the best and not have to go to Philly, which would be great. And I believe all the other playoff teams, as far as us goes, they're all in nice air climate, so we can win.
Wild card wise, you play the Lions currently would still be playing the Vikings, which I don't think will be the actual end result.
I don't think so.
You have the Eagles. Eagles would be playing the Bucks, meaning Eagles would probably win that, but maybe not. Baker's hot, but that's currently what's going on. Vikings play us. Rams play the Cowboys.
They play Green Bay after us, right? Vikes.
Yes, they do.
And then, right. I mean, that's going to be a tough game too, because those two are probably one's going to eliminate the other.
And then the people still fighting. You have the Seahawks, who are just behind the Rams. The Saints at 7-7. Again, the Falcons still technically not out of it at 6-8. Packers not out of it at 6-8, and not yet eliminated from contention are the Giants and the Bears. But they will be.
They will
fairly soon, most likely.
They will be.
There's no way that either one of the 5 and 9 teams are going to make it. Honestly, I don't think the Falcons or Packers are going to make it because they're 6-8. I think it's going to be the Saints and the Seahawks fighting for those last two spots of the Vikings and Rams. The 7-7 teams right now are the ones that are going to be fighting for their playoff lives at the moment to make sure we're doing the best that we can.
This is our lion.
So let's. I'll give you an exact idea of what each team has. So the Rams, just to give everybody an idea about the Rams' remaining schedule, Saints, Giants, 49ers. Or the Rams. So if you want,
they'll probably lose to the 49ers.
If you want a Matthew Stafford coming home to Detroit,
part of me does because it's just the spectacle and the story, and it'd be fun. But to be honest, he could beat us.
Vikings wise,
Rams could beat us.
Vikings have us, Packers, us. Not the easiest last 3 games for them.
No.
They do have a home game. They have 2 home games. So they do play the Packers at home. That's
what I'm saying. Finish business on
that's
Sunday.
Their advantage. Seahawks, after the Titans, they are going to be playing the Steelers and the Cardinals. So not the easiest, but not the most difficult because the Steelers are struggling. The Titans aren't good, and the Cardinals aren't good. So the Seahawks could win their last 3. Geno Smith is coming back, and they could be a 10-7 playoff team.
They could.
And I don't know if you want to play them again.
I can't remember the last time we beat them, but it don't matter because I know maybe other people have higher expectations. To me, win the division, have that home playoff game, everything else is frosting. Yeah, I'd like to win a playoff game. I would. But, in the playoffs, it's just, it's out of our control. Do the best you can and, represent. And I would just be happy with raising that banner next year.
Yes.
As a division champ.
Now, Now, the Saints, they're going to play. It's probably going to be between the Saints and the Rams, who's going to be in the playoffs because they just play each other this week. It's going to be the Bucks and the Falcons. So they don't have that difficult a schedule. No one has Out of the 7 teams, none of them have a difficult schedule. But yes, a division win would be great. If you win the division for the first time in 30 years, you can clinch it on Christmas Eve. It'd be a wonderful Christmas present.
And we can all relax and just enjoy the last 2 weeks of football and get ready for the playoffs.
Now, again, because you don't want to think about it first place. Let's just think about the teams that are ahead of us for first place. If you want to bring that in the conversation. The Cowboys, they played the Dolphins, us, Washington.
Well,
so you can
they're almost assuredly, should beat Washington. Miami can beat them, and we can beat them.
So it is a possibility you hop ahead of them. The 49ers, they play the Ravens this week. That could be an easy loss for them. That's how they're playing. They are at home, so potentially they will win, but that is not an easy game for them. They also play Washington and then the Rams.
Right.
Who are going to potentially be fighting for their playoff lives at that point.
Right.
So that's not going to be easy on them.
Well, I think odds on, if they're healthy, the 49ers are the team to beat. I mean, they are the cream of the crop in the NFC.
Yes. And then I was right about the Eagles. They play the Giants, Cardinals, and Giants, so they should win out.
I'm not even worried about the Eagles, only in a sense that I kind of hope Dallas beats them. Dallas right now is in first place, right?
No, San Francisco's in first place.
No, I mean Dallas in their division.
Dallas in their division is
so
first.
If they win out, they win their division.
But
right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of hope that happens. I know we beat Minnesota on Sunday.
To me would be you don't want to beat Dallas?
No, because I don't want to play Philly. I don't want to have any chance at all of having to play Philly.
In Philly?
In Philly.
You probably wouldn't if you beat Dallas because you'd be ahead of them.
No, they would have to come here.
Philly would have to come here.
Right. That's. I don't mind that.
I would say, so if you beat Dallas, you're fine.
No, if we beat Dallas, then
they
Philly
come here.
has a chance to win their division.
Yeah, but they come here because you'd be ahead of Philly.
I don't think so.
I think that's how that would work.
I don't know. I just don't want to go to Philly. Whatever scenario that is, I'd rather see.
Don't want to go to Philadelphia.
I don't want to go to Philadelphia.
But hopefully the Lions get it done this week. Right? They have 3 weeks to get it done. Really, they're at least getting the third spot in the NFC. If they win the division, they gotta just win one of the last 3. All 2 are winnable because even if you split with the Vikings, it's gonna. If I don't want it to come down to the last game of the year, I don't think any of us want to go
there, so you might want it to.
That's going to be too stressful. I'd rather have the stress of potentially being second or first place would be my preferred stress, not a division stress. And then, like I said, I'll be there for the playoffs too. I decided to put money down on that. So I will give you a first-hand experience of that when that happens. But hopefully they take care of business. They could get lucky beforehand, but just hopefully they take care of business on Sunday, win the division for the first time in 30 years, and we can celebrate for once about a good Lions team.
Yeah. And I think once they do win their division, then we'd love to see a playoff victory. We'd love to see them beat a team. And they should at home against who the wild card teams are. I think they should be.
And that place will be loud.
Loud.
It will be loud.
Right.
And they thought it was probably loud so far this year. No, it's going to be louder most likely in the playoffs. Yeah, a home playoff game, it's going to just be loud the whole time.
Oh, it can be fun.
So
you'll have a great time.
But with that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all the playoff scenarios going on. Share the video around. And until next time, I hope to see everybody soon.